Hi, I'm Layton Schneider, and today we'll be talking about, my backstory in life and how I became the way I did, along with my wrestling career and the future that it holds, along with the first ever Defining Moments podcast, Commitment Live on IG. Thank you all.
Thank you for tuning in to Defining Moments Podcast. Welcome back to the undefeated show, Defining Moments Podcast. We're located in the Triple B of OKC in Kyle Golding's beautiful studio. This episode is sponsored by M&D Drilling out of Waller, Texas. We appreciate your friendship. We appreciate your sponsorship. Today's very special guest. He's ranked number 9 in the country in his weight, 2-time All-American, 1-time state champion. More importantly, he's a young man of great faith, and he holds a GP of 3.8 out of Edmond North High School. Layton Schneider, welcome to the podcast, brother.
Thank you.
Absolutely. You like that intro?
Oh, that was
Did I do
perfect.
good? Okay.
That was perfect.
That's awesome. We're going to cut away here in about a minute because you've got a live announcement on IG, right?
Instagram, yeah.
Instagram, it's live. What are you going to announce?
Where I'm going to wrestle, for the future, where my future commitment will be for my wrestling career.
That is awesome. I like your shirt, by the way.
Thank you.
Undefeated.
Thank you. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Before we go to that, get you some swag, man. A couple shirts.
Oh, yeah. Love the swag.
License plate.
Oh, you know where that's going.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Stickers.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect.
And this hat, my wife and I thought about you. It's HODL. Hold on for dear life. It's whether you're about to get pinned or you're about to pin someone, you got that feeling, oh, man, I got to hold on, man. I got to hold on. It reminds me of you. Absolutely.
Thank you.
Yeah, man. So should we break away to this IG Live? You can get that set up?
Let's do it.
Okay.
All right. So you want to hold on to that for me?
Let me get out of the way. No, I'm not.
No, you're good. You're going to stay in the way.
Stay in the way.
Let's see. So I love wrestling, obviously. Wrestling is a big part of my family's life and obviously now my life. And so the recruitment process is pretty difficult. You got a lot of colleges contacting you. It gets overwhelming for sure. And, Wyoming, OU, Air Force, they're all great schools. And so whenever, all the coaches are contacting me, it was tough to know where I want to go. But that being said, and thanks to my family, thanks to my practice partners, thanks to you had a big part of this.
Thanks,
I will be headed to the Air Force Academy.
My man!
Let's go!
Wow!
Let's go!
Wow, dude!
Oh, yeah.
Congratulations, man.
Thank you.
And thank you for your service. This
Hey.
is going to be awesome.
I can't wait to go out there.
Wow.
You ever been to Colorado Springs?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
it is beautiful out
It's
there.
amazing. The air's thin.
Yeah, very thin. But
Dude! You feel good?
and that took a lot of pressure off my shoulders.
Okay.
Let me tell you. Because I figured out Friday that I wanted to go to Air Force, and I came home. I was like, Mom, this is the place. I had an OU visit lined up,
Yeah.
and a Wyoming visit, and I was
Yeah.
like, I don't really know if I want to take those. Like, I'm 100% set. I want to go to the academy.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, like, fine. I want you to go to the academy. Because at first we went out there, and like before we got out there, she's like, there's no way he's gonna come here. Like. Because we went out with friends, she was like, there's no way he's going to come to the academy.
Yeah.
And then we got out there, and she's like, I love it out here.
Man.
I want him to go. And then I came home, and I was like, well, I don't know. Like, I don't know if, like, this is for me. And then finally I went out there by myself.
Yeah.
Which, 9 hours, you think it's actually not that bad of a drive to Colorado.
Okay.
So I went out there by myself, stayed the night in, like, the dorms and all that. And came home, and I was ready to go back out there.
Wow,
I was
man.
like, I want to go wrestle at the Air Force Academy.
That is awesome. That gives me chills because I'm so proud of you, man.
Thank you.
Your story on how you got to where you are, to me, is just amazing, and how you had to fight through a lot of adversity, and your parents did too. And we're gonna dive into that to give the audience the background of your life, right? So why don't we, before we get into your recruiting process, because that's the build-up, let's talk about your life and what you're passionate about wrestling. Maybe you're passionate about being a young man of great faith, how your family's important, your faith is important, and obviously school. So, and you also had that tragedy that you went through. So let's go from there.
So yeah, so my brother passed away when I was 10 years old, and it's like losing a best friend.
Mm-hmm.
He's been there. Yeah, we had like ups and downs, but he was always there for me at the end of the day. So, and like, it was funny because like we would always wrestle. Wrestling was just a part of our life. And so I was 5, he was 10, and we'd just be wrestling in the living room floor. We'd do like introductions for each other and stuff. But so yeah, I was like losing a best friend. And obviously, we went to church. And so it was, very hard for our faith because we were like, God, why'd you do this and all that? Like, all right, like, I don't understand why you take him such at a young age and stuff. So it was very challenging. But as we as time went on and the more support we had from like family members, from you, from, friends, it came to realize that like God did this not really to, make us mad at him, but as a stepping stone for us to like become better with our faith and stronger in our faith. And I can tell you, like, after that happened, I've never been closer to God than I was right there.
Wow.
So it's, a stepping stone, I say, from God.
Mm-hmm.
And so, and to be honest, it brought our family closer,
Yeah.
Even my cousins, uncles, like we were kind of going apart from each other, know, but then, it kind of sucked that is what had to bring us together.
Mm.
But I'm glad, Colton is the reason that we got brought together.
Yeah.
So.
And what's amazing is you guys still honor your brother at wrestling tournaments. And
yeah, so one of our big fundraisers, actually we have 2 now, because when COVID hit, we had to like go outdoors. And so we did like a Layton Schneider Memorial Run.
Nice.
At Mitch Park. And then, as COVID went on and went away, we went back to the wrestling tournament, which is called the Layton Schneider Memorial Wrestling Tournament.
Mm-hmm.
So it's great to see his name, still out there. Shirts are still made for him and stuff. And so it's very cool, like, especially like if I go out in public somewhere, I'll see like a CGS sticker on the back of a car, or even like a shirt. I'm like, hey, like, I'm glad to see like his name is still out there. Like, no matter how long it's been, like, he still has a great impact on other people.
That's awesome. I actually have the medal that your dad gave me of Colton. It's in my office, and so it's special to me because that's how I met your family. You, Nate Gomez, Justin Rosen, Paxton Rosen. That community is so tight knit, and it's a different level of brotherhood, if you will.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like, the wrestling community is probably one of the tightest communities I've ever seen. When he passed away, we had people from PA, like, coming down who, like, we didn't even know. Mm-hmm. They just knew Colton. Mm-hmm. And they were coming down, like, being there for our family and stuff. Came to, like, one of the memorial services. Mm-hmm. So I was like, wow, like, this is it's a small community, but it's a, like you said, brotherhood.
Yeah.
Like, it's a tight community.
Absolutely. How did your parents handle that? Do you remember any of that?
I mean, like I said, it was challenging, like there was a lot of like discouraged with God about like, why this and why now, because it was at a hunting trip. So like my mom was like, I want to say he was going to get his hunting license, and my mom was like very like hesitant about it.
Yeah.
She's like, I don't know, like, do you really want to do this? And he was like, yes, like all my friends are going, I want to go hunting. And then we went and got the hunting license, and then it happened that night. So it was during fall break. But, it was really hard whenever they were trying to handle it because, I was 10 at the time, so I was very confused.
Sure.
But just seeing them and how they handled it, there were ups and downs for sure. Mm-hmm. But at the end of the day, they became stronger together with each other and stronger in faith.
Yeah. Yeah. And that was at 10, and you're 17 now or 16?
18.
Oh, you're 18.
Yes,
okay,
sir.
Well, I knew you were going to be a senior, but I didn't know, because some kids, you look super young, obviously. So with that 8-year span, how did that keep you dialed in with wrestling?
So, I kind of switched my perspective. I have a tattoo that now says I get to, instead of I have to. So I kind of, and he came up with that, like changing I have to I get to, do like a 180-degree twist on your point of view. And so that's basically kind of how I did it. Like, wrestling is a sport where a lot of times you got to cut weight, you got to go out there with someone who's probably way stronger than you, a freshman wrestling a senior, it gets difficult, but you get to do it, you don't have to go out there. No one has to do anything.
Yeah.
So that's definitely, he helped my perspective change on the sport for sure.
Wow. Was there ever a moment or moments that you just like, nah, I'm not going to do wrestling anymore?
For sure. Yeah. Like, especially like at tournaments and stuff, whenever you like have to get back down to weight, you're like, why am I doing this? Like, why can I not go do a different sport or something? And, even during practice, it's like, during freestyle season, which is like summer wrestling, we wake up like 8 o'clock in the morning, go work out. And then you come back at like 3 o'clock, you got another workout. And then if you have to do another one, you're there at 6 o'clock.
Yeah. So
3 times a day, it definitely gets challenging. You're like, it puts a lot on your mind and your body of why am I, like, what is the point of this?
What's your why?
For him, for sure, because I feel like now I don't only have to do it for myself, like I don't even think about it for myself. I think about it for him because he couldn't do it, like he can't finish it. So that's why I want to do it for him.
That's awesome, man. Being a student athlete in this day and age, I am certain it's not easy.
No, it's very difficult.
What time do you wake up, and walk us through an average day of Layton?
So during the season?
Yeah, let's go during the season.
Okay.
And then we're going to go off season too, because I want to hear the off season part.
Okay. So during season, we wake up about 7:30 in the morning, go lift, go to school. So about from, say, 8:30 to about 3 o'clock. And then 3 o'clock we have practice, 3 to 5. When we go home, I eat. And most of the time I'm there back at like 7 o'clock for another workout.
Yeah.
So usually it's 3 days during season, And then if it's really like there's a tournament that's really like tough coming up or something, I'll go during lunch. I'll go get like a light drill in or a light jog in during lunch just to keep my body going.
Yeah.
And my metabolism going. So sometimes it's 4 days, but it's fun.
Yeah.
Especially now that I'm going to wrestle at the next level, like you gotta love the sport. Because if you don't love it, it's not for you.
True. What about the off season? What do you do, man?
All right, so off season. Today I woke up about 9:30. So
2 hours off the pace.
2 hours off pace for sure. And went and got a lift in. But usually during off season I'll get like maybe one workout a day. I try to get at least one wrestling workout in a day. But I try a lift for sure a day.
What's conditioning like? What's some conditioning drills?
So it's a lot of sprints and like running. So whenever school starts during off season, we'll do a frets run. So it's like 2.8 miles. So it's quite a bit, but it's just to keep our like conditioning up to stay in shape. Because wrestling, it's completely different.
Yeah.
We have like football, going from football to wrestling. Oh my, you're out of shape. Like it's completely different.
Yeah.
But other than that, it's a lot of running for sure, and a lot of like drilling with like your practice partner or something. That is what helps us keep in like our best shape.
Yeah.
There's a lot of drilling.
Have you ever had an opportunity or a time where your practice partner's like, "Nah, man, I ain't wrestling you, bro"?
Thank goodness, no. But there's some people that like will show up that day and like not really take it easy, but like go with like an easier partner, But my designated practice partner, no. Like we go at it all the time because we both know that like he's gonna go wrestle at the next level, and so am I.
Yeah.
So we both know like what it takes to go wrestle at the next level.
Yeah.
So for sure, not with my original practice partner, no.
Right.
But there is days where I'm like, all right, I gotta go with like a easier guy. Like,
yeah.
I'm tired, I'm sore, cutting down the weight. So that's when for sure like I'll go with the easier guy.
Yeah. You guys are close to Coach Tettleton, too.
Yeah, so Coach T, yeah. I love him, let me tell you.
Yeah.
I was with him yesterday. We were moving somebody.
Okay.
Yeah, so I gave him the news yesterday. He was excited and stuff. But yeah, wrestling's never going to be out of his life.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
Nah.
So you come from a long list of literal champions coming out of Edmond North High School men's wrestling. And I think it's a national brand because there's a lot of student athletes that are wrestling, Oklahoma State, just everywhere. And the common denominator is your dad. Was it like wrestling for a legend like him?
I get this question a lot. So he's really good at, like, when I'm practicing, he's my coach. But when I'm at home, there's not a lot of, like, wrestling talk. You know, he's more of a dad for me. And so that's for sure, like, been really helpful, keeping our strong connection. Because I feel like if it was just wrestling, my mom and him would not like each other as much. But she's like, why are you always at wrestling? That's fine. But no, for sure, like, he also, like, takes a step back whenever I'm actually wrestling on the mat, and he lets, like, the other coaches do a job. So that's for sure helped a lot.
Yeah.
But when, like, I need him or I need to practice in, he's always there for me.
Yeah. Do you think he's harder on you than other wrestlers, or is he just hard on you because he wants the best out of you?
So at home, he's definitely harder on me than he is for probably other wrestlers. He's like, you probably need to go get a run in and stuff. I'm like, all right, yeah. Which most of the time he's probably right because, you know, I've been sitting on the couch. But other than that, during practice, no.
Yeah.
He, keeps my mind set for my goals, and he knows what I want, so he pushes me to achieve what I want. And obviously, state champ, he helped me quite a bit along the way.
I love it. You just admitted something that a lot of kids do not admit to you. You said, yeah, my dad is right a lot of the times. A lot of kids are like, no, my parents don't know anything. So good for you.
Yeah, a lot of times, like, it's hard to trust parents, because you're like, I'm a kid, I want to do it this way. But they've been through the kid stage, and so they know what's right and what's wrong. And so they're just trying to guide you on the right path. And some kids, like, you got to believe them most of the time.
Yeah. How does your mom be a mom to a student athlete, to you lost your brother, and then obviously this decision, man? What's your mom like at home? How does she treat you?
So she really wanted me to stay really close to home. She wanted me to go to UCL for sure.
Okay.
But then we went out there and she was like, okay, like, yes, this is the farthest you're going to go. So she definitely likes me staying home and being close to her, which I enjoy.
Sure.
That tight family. And she just cares for me.
Yeah.
No matter what happens, win or lose, she's always there for me. She loves me.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's been very grateful. I'm really grateful for her. And it's been a real pleasure that when I lose, I can go in the stands and my mom, is still there, loving on me, caring for me, no matter how I did.
Yeah. What do your teammates mean to you?
A lot. Since since my brother, like, passed away, they're my brothers,
mm-hmm.
And, they came from a different mom, but they're still my brothers. No matter how people look at it or what they say, they're always going to be my brothers. So it's been very helpful, especially, like, after, like, that and, like, going into high school, it was very stressful. But now that they were there for me and caring for me, it's been really nice.
Yeah. When you go through school, there's a lot of homework involved. How do you manage the homework along with workouts, then along with matches that you got to compete in?
That's very hard. It's tough, but then again, that's what my mom's there for. Like, she helps me and guides me and says, hey, get your homework done. I sit at the dinner table, doing homework, and sometimes my dad will come in there and be like, hey, you need any help? Which, in that case, sometimes he's wrong. I'll admit. In that case, when I need help with homework, sometimes he doesn't know what he's talking about. That's the only thing I'm going to say bad about him. Like, I love him to death, but sometimes he is wrong. But no, like, they keep me on track for sure.
Yeah.
They have a designated schedule, and homework time's usually after that second practice. So from 7, let's go 8:30. I get home at 9. I'll do homework for like hour and a half. Be in bed by 10.
Yeah. Yeah. You recently took a trip up north to a big wrestling tournament, right?
Fargo.
Yeah, Fargo, North Dakota.
Oh yeah.
How was that?
So everyone says like Fargo, there's nothing there. It's actually entertaining there.
Is it?
Yeah. Like, of course, the drive up there is really boring, but like Fargo itself is actually pretty entertaining. But it's a tough tournament.
Yeah.
Yeah. They bring in the top guys in the nation, to go at it at each weight class. And it's tough.
Yeah. It's supposed to be.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you can't just be ranked number 9 in the nation on a free pass.
Exactly. But it's definitely the toughest tournament in the country.
Yeah.
Especially it's weird because it's not like during normal season, like
Right.
winter season, where it's like collegiate wrestling, which is like what college people do.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the Olympic style wrestling.
Mm.
So it's a different style of wrestling for sure.
Yeah.
But it is definitely the toughest tournament I've been to.
Yeah.
There's guys that, 3-time state champs getting beat out at Fargo.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's
That's pretty tough.
it's insane. But
Yeah.
it's also, so my bracket, I had 240 kids.
Dang.
Yeah. So I wrestled 9 matches
Wow.
in a span of 3 days.
What was your record out of 9 matches?
I went 7-2.
That's pretty impressive, man, for being one of the hardest tournaments in the nation.
It's definitely tough.
Yeah. Let's talk about your state championship. How was that? Start at the beginning of the season. Was that your goal? You wanted to be a state champion, or?
That was my goal.
Right.
I've been there. That was my 3rd time in the finals.
Yep.
Freshman year, I wrestled a senior. I got my butt whooped. I got pinned. And then last year, I wrestled a now world champion, and I lost 3-1 to him. So this year, I just had a mindset that, like, no matter who I'm going against, I've been there twice now, I'm going to win, And so I just switched my focus because my freshman and sophomore year, I was going into tournaments and I was losing in the finals, and like I was being down on myself, right? I was like, why is this happening? Like, why am I losing in the finals? I can never win a tournament. So then this year I switched it to those tournaments are just milestones, building blocks for the state tournament. And that's definitely helped for sure.
Yeah. When you won, what was that feeling like?
It's a feeling hard to explain, like seeing legends do it before you and conquering that goal and being able to say, hey, I'm a part of that. There's just no other feeling like it.
Yeah.
I went to Fargo and I took 7th, but being an Oklahoma State champ, I love it. Like there's no better feeling than walking out of that arena, standing on the podium in the number 1 spot, wearing a gold around your neck. It's amazing.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. At home, your mom, your dad, after you won that state championship, what were some moments like between you guys?
A lot of crying, a lot of hugging, a lot of happy tears.
Yeah.
Because, they wanted this as much as I wanted it for myself. And so they saw all the work that I put in along the way. And it was for sure a happy Schneider family in that household. Yeah. Because, they've been through the ups and downs, being there twice, they saw me lose twice. And so they knew how much I wanted this and how badly I've been working for it. So whenever I actually conquered that goal, it was amazing.
Yeah, that's awesome. You know Nate Gomez quite well.
Oh, yeah.
Right? He's a great friend of mine as well. And he talks about mental toughness quite a bit. How do you train your mindset to be mentally fit, to be mentally tough, to get you through wrestling school?
So, the mindset's just as important as like the wrestling skill itself. If you don't have a good mindset, then you're 50% there. Because you can have a good skill, but without a good mindset, you're not going to be able to do that good. So Nate has definitely helped me with my mindset, and walking with my faith with that mindset of, hey, like, win or lose, learn from this. And so whenever we went to Ironman in Ohio, I got beat out in the round of 16 on the backside. And then, I was really bummed out about it. But then I thought back to, hey, like, now I have more stuff that I can focus on, because the wins, yeah, they're good, but the losses are where you learn the most from.
Mm.
So whenever you lose, you understand how you break down the film of what could I have done here. And so that definitely has helped with the mindset.
Yeah. When you talk about breaking down film, do you and your dad break down film, or do you break it down yourself?
It really depends, because I have like Coach Boo Llewellyn. Do you know who that is?
Mm-hmm.
So so he's actually like one of my designated coaches.
Okay.
So he coaches me a lot. And so I actually watch film with him.
Okay.
And he'll jot down notes. And then whenever I go to practice the next day, he has those notes written down about what I need to work on and how I need to fix it.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of times, me and my dad watch film too.
Yeah.
But it's not like him like taking notes or anything. It's just us watching and like, guessing, or I should say, like showing me.
Yeah. Yeah. You ever get frustrated when your dad maybe coaches you, or Boo is like, hey man, you should have done this? Does it ever get frustrating to you?
It gets frustrating a little, for sure.
Yeah.
Because you're like, okay, yeah, I should have done that, but I didn't know how to do that. You know, like a move or something, like, hey, you need to do this move in this situation. I'm like, well, I don't really know how to do that move in that situation.
Yeah.
So it's very challenging, and, there's a lot of arguments back and forth, but at the end of the day, they want what's best for me.
Mm-hmm.
And I take that into consideration. I understand that, hey, like, they're here to help me. So I shouldn't be arguing with them at all. I should be listening to them, because look what they've done.
Mm-hmm.
Boo wrestled at OSU to 3-time All-American, I think. And my dad's been a coach to several, All-Americans, several national champs.
Yeah.
And so I've just taken into consideration that they're here to help me, and they know what they're talking about.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Let's switch back to education. What's your least favorite subject?
English or reading? That is for sure. I'm a math and science guy.
Are you?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't know what I like. Reading is just, it's hard for me, because I'll read and I'm like, oh, what did I just read? Like, I lose thought, or I like turn away for a second. I'm like, uh-oh, I need to zone back in.
Yeah.
So that's for sure one of the toughest subjects for me.
Yeah. What makes English so tough for you?
It's just like breaking down the basic English language.
Okay.
It's like difficult for me, because I'm like, with today's generations, there's so much other words you can like use, like slang or something, I guess you could say. But no, it's, I don't know. It's just tough for me with those like English and reading classes.
Sure.
Because I speak English, so it's like, okay, why am I learning English? And then reading, I'm like, well, I'm a math guy. I don't really like reading. So it's very challenging, but, the teachers at North are very helpful and understanding of that. And then they definitely help me along the way. Yeah.
Well, you might speak English quite well and very fluently, but the English and the readings are the basic and foundations of the growth of your mind.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah.
There's a girl on our wrestling team who reads like all the time.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure she got a 36 on the reading on the ACT.
Oh my goodness. Wow.
Without reading like a single thing, because she already read it in a book.
Amazing.
I was blown. I was like, I need to start reading.
Yeah. Speaking of reading, do you have a book you like to read, or you just don't like reading, period?
I mean, the Bible. I love reading the Bible. That's for sure. And then something that like entertains me. I like reading like sports books a lot. So my grandma bought like sports magazines I get like once a month.
Yeah.
And I'll definitely look at those.
Okay.
And just read through those.
3 favorite sport athletes of all time for you. Who are they?
Of all time?
Yeah.
Okay.
Any sport.
Any sport?
Yeah, including badminton.
Sorry to badminton fans, but I have no idea.
Me neither.
Oh man. Let's see. You obviously have to go with Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
Like, you can never go wrong picking him for a top 3. I'm a wrestler. I got to go with Jordan Burroughs.
Okay.
Even though he lost, man, I hate seeing him lose.
Yeah.
But, all right, so Michael Jordan, Jordan Burroughs. Another one. I'm trying to debate if I should go soccer here or should I go football.
Let's do both.
Both?
Yeah.
All right. Messi for soccer.
Man.
He's a great guy, you know?
Yeah.
And then football will go Jamar Chase.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I just love seeing him, like, because at LSU, I feel like he was in the shadow a lot, you know? And now that he has a name for his own, I just love seeing him succeed.
Wow. Okay. Outside of sports, who are 3 people you would love to just sit there and pick someone's brain on and have coffee with?
You. If we have coffee, we're going to be there till midnight. We're just going to be talking and talking. They're going to have to kick us out of that coffee shop.
Love it, man.
So you, of course, and then another one, obviously Gomez, you know. I would love to just sit down and just talk with him, you know, see where his mind's at, you know, because he has, you probably sat down with him, huh?
Many times.
He has an amazing brain. Like,
he
it's
does.
incredible.
Yeah.
And see a third one. You, Gomez, David James. Coach James, you know him?
Yeah. Really? Wow. Okay.
Yes. He knows it all.
Yeah.
Like, you talk to him about anything and he knows it 100%.
Yeah.
So for sure him.
How do you deal with negativity in this day and age?
It really depends on, like, the negativity, you know, because sometimes, like, I'll be walking in the school halls and, like, there'll be people arguing. I'm like, why are you guys arguing in the school halls? Like, and it's over, like, not really important things at all, you know? And so it really, I mean, that kind of, like, bugs me because I'm like, there's no reason you guys should be arguing. But a lot of times negativity just comes from, like, people they're wanting to show dominance is what I say. Like, whenever people go negative towards each other or try to, like, force someone to do another thing, they're just trying to show dominance over something that they have no dominant ability over. Does that make sense? So, like, that's for sure a major thing of me. And, like, I don't know. It's very frustrating on that part because a lot of times people will, like, do that. They'll try to bully other kids so that they can show dominance over them. I'm like, there's no point to do that.
Yeah.
But, yeah, that's for sure a major thing.
Okay. Let's say you have a 5-year-old boy, and he's like, man, Layton, you're really good at wrestling. What advice would you give him? I want to wrestle. What's your advice?
Definitely focus. You know, practice is only 2 hours, and a lot of times people get distracted during that time. But in a span of 2 hours, you can learn so much if you're just 100% focused in there. And so what I try to do, like, during practice is say the fewest words out of anybody in there, you know? So if someone's talking a lot, I kind of like to hush them a little bit, you know, just to show, like, hey, like, it's practice time. Let's focus. We can talk after practice. So for sure, focus. That's definitely number 1. And number 2 is don't be scared to, like, go home and, like, practice moves by yourself, you know? I do that a lot sometimes. Like, I'll go to my living room floor doing stand-ups in the middle, or a shot in the middle of the living room. So it definitely helps a lot. Yeah.
That's awesome. And I'm going to reframe that because it wasn't a 5-year-old. I was thinking about a 10-year-old, a 12, 13-year-old because they would understand. 5-year-old would be like, yeah, what are you talking about? So, yeah, that's awesome advice, man. Let's talk about the recruiting process for you. And what was that like? Because you've had multiple offers. So let's talk about how did you navigate that?
It was a lot of pressure, you know, because so June 15th is when the first person can contact you of your sophomore year, like going into your junior year, that June 15th. So, you know, it's phone call after phone call after phone call.
Yeah.
And it's very tough on you, and there's a lot of pressure on you because you're like, oh, I'm getting a phone call from this school, like, oh, here's what they want me to do. Oh, here's another phone call, like, here's what they want me to do. And it's challenging, because you get to that stage and you're like, well, this coach wants me to go here, this coach wants me to go here, and you're going to have to break a coach's heart. That's what I've realized in the recruiting process. One way or another, a coach's heart's like, they're going to be broken that they're not getting you. So it's been very challenging for sure. But now that, I'm going to the Air Force, it's a lot of pressure taken off my shoulders.
Sure.
Now that I dialed it down to like, for sure, one school. But it was very challenging. I'll say that.
Yeah. What was the selling point for Air Force Academy for you personally?
For me personally, there's not a better offer. No matter what people say or what they can give you, there's no better offer. You got a job right after college, no school debt. They're paying you to go there, which that's a once in a lifetime opportunity to get paid to go to college. So that's for sure a major reason. And they just got, Coach Esposito.
Sounds familiar, but
he was at OSU, but he's at the OTC, the Olympic Training Center in Colorado, and we work out with them 3 times a week.
Wow!
Whenever you're at the academy, so for sure, him being there has helped because he's another Oklahoma guy.
Yeah.
So that's definitely helped a lot.
Yeah. Wow. So when you made that decision to go to the Air Force Academy, what were your parents? What was their reaction?
So I went up there the 9th through the 11th, and I came home, and we had a Husky kickoff thing, so it was at the football field, so my parents were there. And so I went, and I talked to them, and I was like, Mom, I think I found my home, my second home. She's like, are you sure? Like, what about the OU visit, the Wyoming visit? I was like, Mom, I'm 100% sure. I want to go there. Because she was like, she thought I was like kidding or something. Because the first time I went out there, I didn't really like it.
Okay.
But then I went out there for a second time, and I was like, wow, I love it out here. So it's weird how like fast your mind can change about something. So that's for sure like why she was kind of hesitant about me saying, okay, I'm going here and not taking the other visits. And my dad was like, Layton, like, are you sure this is you only get one time to commit. And so for sure I was like, yes, I want to go there. Like, this is my second home.
Yeah.
And once I said that, and once I got to telling like my closest friends and my family members, they just got more excited and more excited.
Man. So did you take a recruiting visit down to the Sooner Nation?
I did. And let's see, I did it last fall.
Okay.
I did it. And it was, it's beautiful out there.
Yeah, sure.
I definitely love, I'm from Oklahoma. I love Sooner Nation, but my new home is the Air Force Academy.
Are you a big OU football fan?
I am.
Are you? Okay.
Yeah. So, like, one of my brother's friends, which I call my brother now, Jake McCoy, he played out there. And so I for sure, like, grew into liking OU more and more, even though my mom loves OSU.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
My dad, he doesn't really care about Oklahoma. He's a Michigan fan.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. He's big blue.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But no, I've for sure grown into, like, being an OU fan.
Yeah. So, Air Force Academy, what's that lifestyle in your picture? Paint that picture. What do you feel like it's going to be on your day-to-day? Because you're going to get a reality check.
So, like, walk through, like, the day by day in the Air Force Academy.
Yeah.
So, you wake up about 6:30. Your first class starts at 8 o'clock. Breakfast starts at 7:30. So, you wake up, put your uniform on for the day, whether that's your blues, your, the flight suit or like the Army one. You put that on for the day. You walk out. You make so first, it's weird because like your room, you have to make your bed and stuff.
Why is that weird?
No, I'm not saying like it's weird. Like compared to like a normal dorm, like a university. A university, that's not weird. No, it would actually help me.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So, but like compared to a university, you walk into the dorms and they're kind of a mess. But here, like you keep your room clean, that's for sure. And you put the cover on your bed, make your bed, clean your mirrors, have your mirrors shut, your doors shut. And so then you go to class at 8 o'clock. So that'll be your first period. So at the academy, there's M and T days. So M days, you'll go to some classes, and then T days, you'll go to some classes. But it's weird because, like, they rotate. So it goes MT, MT, MT. And say M ends on Friday, it'd be T on Monday.
Okay.
So it's not like Monday and then, yeah. But so you do that, you go to class, and then practice would start around 3 o'clock. So, yeah. But then you go to lunch. You go to lunch around, I'm trying to think. Because I know you wake up at 7:30, eat breakfast, but then lunch I think is around 12. And lunch you have to eat with like your squadron, which is basically, like people in your group that you get assigned to. And so you eat lunch with them, but then breakfast and dinner is just whoever you walk in there with. Yeah. So say you walk in with like a friend, you get to stay with the friend.
Okay.
And then you go to practice at 3. And then if you're a freshman, it's funny because like freshmen have to wear like PT gear.
Okay.
Which is like, it's like a uniform, but it's kind of just like shorts and a shirt. And so you wear that until you go to bed. But like after class and after practice, sophomores, juniors, and seniors, they'll get like civilian clothes.
Okay.
But so I'll be headed to prep school first though. So the prep school I'll have to go through basic twice.
Okay.
Which, yes, it'll be challenging, but it'll also be really fun.
Yeah.
So I'll go to prep school for 3 weeks at the prep school, or I'll go to basic at the prep school for 3 weeks, and then I'll go to basic at the academy for 6 weeks.
Yeah. So it's very structured, regimented.
Yes, and that's for sure. Like, that was a main reason, academic wise, is because I kind of struggle in school a lot. So having freedom is probably not a good thing for me to go to college with. And especially like, because at universities, so what they do is like you walk in, there's classes of 150 people, 200 people. At the academy, I think your max class will be 25 people.
Yeah.
So that's that's where that will help a lot.
Yeah, because it's more intimate, more be able to personal one-on-ones if you needed.
Oh yeah, professor will know your first name, last name for sure.
Yeah. And
more, like you said, one-on-one time with your professor.
Yeah.
And with wrestling, they'll help a lot. When you travel, the professor will know when you're traveling and stuff, and so he'll help you along the way. Email him,
Yeah. Do you think wrestling has helped your mindset grow to where you are? Because I feel like you're very mature.
Yeah, definitely for sure. Wrestling has, pushed my body to my limits and my mind to my limits, and I for sure, love it, and definitely it helps with maturity for sure. Because you're out there by yourself. Like, it's not team where you can just joke around or anything. You're out there by yourself, and you gotta prove yourself. Because if you don't, let's say you don't win this match, we lose the duel. So it definitely helps with that mental side of it.
Yeah. What's your favorite team victory?
Hall of Fame duels this year. Beat Stillwater. So it's good to always beat, the rivals. But it's funny, so we are rivals with them during the winter season, but then we train with them in the summer season.
Yeah.
Because during the summer, you combine as a state. So we'll be called Oklahoma. And so we go train with the best guys in Oklahoma. But during the winter season, you're split up again. And so it's funny because people are like, oh, your rivals are Stillwater.
Yeah.
We're like, well, sometimes.
Yeah.
Not all the time.
Okay. Are you superstitious? Like, you got to have a certain meal a certain way before a match? How's that work? Or you're not?
Yes and no.
Okay.
So I'm not gonna. I bring the same 3 underwear to a tournament, but I don't like put the days of like when I wear that. But I do bring like the same 3 underwear to a tournament. Okay. Obviously, I wash them and stuff.
Right.
But yeah.
So when you bring them, do you wear these, or you just bring them because they're garment?
No, I like wear them.
Okay.
I wear them during my match. Yeah. So I guess I am a little, but
sure. Yeah. You got a favorite food?
Sweets.
What's your favorite sweets? Yeah, there's a lot of sweet stuff.
Anything
that's sweet.
Oh yeah. Besides like like taffies and all like that kind of candy. I love chocolate. Chocolate, ice cream, cookies. It's funny because during the season, some people will come over like after practice and wait for like their parents to pick them up. And we have this big chocolate drawer. And so we're all in there like eating chocolate during season. And then my dad walks in. He's like, what the heck are you guys doing? We just get yelled at, but hey, it helps us.
Well, I was going to ask you because you're in season, you're wrestling, you got to stay fit, you got to make weight, and you're sitting here, you and your mates are eating chocolate, and your dad walks in.
Yeah, it makes him a little mad.
I'm sure.
That's for sure.
I'm sure.
But what I say, I said, hey, would you rather have us drinking Dr. Pepper or eating chocolate? Because it's only like, they're like that big around, like the Snickers, little Snickers. We only eat like 2 of them. But other than that, it's definitely kind of like a strict diet of chicken and rice, you know, healthy salmon.
Yeah.
And so my dad, during the season, my dad likes to cook a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And he makes some good meals.
Yeah.
And so I'm very grateful for that. You know, my mom makes some good meals too.
What's your favorite meal that your mom makes?
Let's see. She made biscuits and gravy the other day, and I was like, I wasn't in the biscuits and gravy mood, but I ate it because it was good.
Okay.
But my favorite meal that my mom's makes would probably have to be spaghetti.
Nice.
And she like garlics up this bread.
Oh,
it's
man.
good.
That sounds good.
Oh yeah.
What about your dad? What's your favorite meal he makes?
So he goes like, you ever been to a hibachi place?
Yeah.
He tries so hard to make it like a hibachi place on like the flat top grill with like chicken and fried rice and stuff. Which it's good, but it's just funny seeing him cook. He has like a towel on his shoulder.
Does he do the volcano and make
He doesn't know how to do that yet. I'm gonna have to give him a YouTube video on that one.
You should, and then you should film it and then put it on your YouTube so we can watch it, or on Instagram or something. Instagram live it.
That's a great idea.
Yeah.
I will Instagram live it next time. But it's like so fun. He'll literally every time he cooks, he always have to have like a rag on his shoulder. And me and my mom are like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah. Why does he have a rag on his shoulder?
I don't know.
We need to bring him on the show and ask him, man.
Like he won't tell us. I don't know if it's like wipe his hands or something. But like, I don't know. I actually have no idea why he does it. Might be a sweat rag. I don't know.
What's your favorite type of music and what's your favorite song?
So I've been into like kind of rock. Greta
Okay.
Van Fleet. I don't know if you know who they are, but they're like a new coming band. So definitely I've liked them a lot.
Yeah.
And then kind of like pop, relax pop. You know, not like rap, but like relaxation pop.
Okay.
It's definitely been a good type of music.
I'm surprised you didn't say country.
You know, as much as I like Zach Bryan, I'm not that big of a country fan.
Okay. Fair enough.
But I'll listen to country every once in a while.
Yeah. Yeah.
But like during wrestling season stuff, it's more of, you know, yes, there's some rap in there, but
Sure.
I love to like relax my mind.
Yeah. Yeah.
With some like chill music and stuff.
Yeah. When you go away to the Air Force Academy, you're going to be gone from your family. What are you going to miss about your mom? What are you going to miss about your dad?
Let's see. I'm definitely going to miss my dad like being there the whole time for me and like helping me and guide me. And then my mom definitely like loving on me, you know, when life gets hard, she's there for me all the time. That's for sure going to be a major setback for me. And it's really hard like going away from home because of how like strong our bond is like how strong it is at home. So that's for sure. But I'm excited to be out there.
Yeah.
You know, another challenge and I'm ready to conquer it.
Yeah. What are you most proud of to date?
Say that again?
What are you most proud of so far?
It would have to be my state title. Or, you know, actually, let me say that again. It would have to be the man I've became since, like, the passing, you know, of my brother. So that's definitely actually been what I'm most proud of.
Yeah.
And then, like, you know, wrestling-wise, state championship.
That's awesome, man. What's your favorite leadership characteristic out of your mom? And then same question about your dad.
So my mom would definitely have to be loving people.
Mm.
She never, like, no matter how mad she is at me or how mad she is at, like, anyone, she always knows how to love them, through the good and bad. And my dad is, his mindset of, hey, I'm going to get this done. So my mom bought, like, a kitchen for her school, and my dad was out there till, like, 12 because my mom needed help.
Mm-hmm.
And so my dad was like, all right, you go to bed, I'll fix it. And so he's out there cutting wood till, like, 12.
Wow.
Making sure it was ready for her in the morning.
That's awesome, man. What does leadership mean to you?
It means a lot. Having a great leader is very important to me. And having a person I look up to is very important to me. And so what I try to do now that I'll be like a senior is have like freshmen or sophomores or like grades below me. Make sure that like they know like this is how it's done the correct way.
Mm-hmm.
Because a lot of seniors will go into sports and they're like, oh, I'm the top dog, and then try to like bully their way to make sure everyone respects them.
Mm-hmm.
But for me, it's not as much as bullying as it is like knowing their name.
Yeah.
Great leaders will know your first name, but then know your last name.
Yeah.
And they'll also know your history behind like how you became the way you are.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's definitely what I'll be trying to do as a senior in high school, and moving forward going to the academy is definitely know everybody and know their backstory and know why they act the way they act.
Nice. So in 2 years' time, you'll have your freshman year at the Air Force Academy underneath your belt. So we're going to have you back on the show, and we're going to follow up and see how college life in the military academy is like versus civilian Edmond North high school life.
Oh, that would be amazing.
I think it'll be fun to
That would be
hear.
fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I'll definitely be back for that.
Okay. Well, man, you're well on your way to greatness, and life is always a journey, and there's no finish line, right? There's just checkpoints in life, and
For sure.
number 9 in the nation, 2-time All-American, state champion, 3.8 GPA, a young man of great faith. Dude, you're undefeated.
Thank you.
Layton, I appreciate you, man.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely, brother. Thank you. I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
For more Defining Moments podcast content, visit our webpage, www.undefeated.show. Follow us at Def Moments Pod on Twitter and at Defining Moments Podcast on Instagram.